Hey everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Coolin' on Manga here, right now reviewing Hunter x Hunter episode 60. This week we got a pretty straightforward episode, very simple, very nice little 2 episodes we got these past 2 weeks, getting into Greed Island. They've been good so far. Hopefully, Greed Island's gonna be very good, because Greed Island's my favorite arc in Hunter x Hunter. The game itself, the rules of the game are what makes this arc my favorite. Just the fact that it's literally played like an RPG. They literally fight monsters. Everything that happens is arc. Even when Killua goes out into the real world for the Hunter exam, well, actually, it is the real world. What am I saying? When Killua goes for the Hunter exam and leaves Greed Island, even then, still love it. Overall, this episode, it'll get a good, because it's just an intro episode. It's an intro episode to Greed Island. The arc began 2 episodes ago, but the official, let's say, starting to Greed Island next week. So, wait, do we have an episode next week? Either next week or the week after. I can't remember. There's some anime have, they gotta have a week break in between now and the new year. So, like One Piece doesn't have an episode out next week, so we gotta wait until January for that. So I think we have to wait till January for the next episode of Hunter x Hunter as well. Hopefully not. I'll check later, but anyways. Very straightforward episode. I liked how they switched up some things. We didn't get to see Gon punch the wall, but oh well. That's cool. I don't care. We're getting to Greed Island way faster. That's awesome. I liked how they split up a few of the explanations. They switched some things around in the order that they were said. Again, the auction stuff that's always good to see the auction stuff. Miluki, gets totally screwed over. Can't even get one copy. The fat bastard, man, the fat bastard. I like seeing Zepile get the motivation to go become a hunter. So he can become rich. Because that alone, to have the motivation to become a hunter and what it takes simply to become rich and never have to do anything again, yeah, this guy's awesome. So good episode. Let's get down to a little chapter summary. Leario, Kurapika, and Melody at the beginning of the episode, they're at the airport preparing for the departure of Kurapika and Melody. They gotta go with their boss, leaving Yorkshin. Oh well, shit happens. Kurapika, actually first, Leario asks Kurapika that he's asks why aren't you gonna tell him that you're leaving? Because apparently Kurapika didn't tell Gon and Killua that he was leaving. Well, he did tell them, but he didn't tell them when he was leaving. And so he leaves saying that, they should tell him that they should be focusing on training. That's why I didn't tell him I was leaving today. We'll meet again, but you have to focus on training to realize your goals as well. It's not only about us or about me, it's about your goals as well. So Karapika leaves. Liario tells Melody, to look after Karapika, because he opened up to her. And Melody tells him, Liario has the, what did she say? What was it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Melody tells Liario that, he has the most pleasant heart. The most pleasant heart in all of Yorkshire, and it's very soothing to be around him. She tells him that it'd be good for him to become a teacher or a doctor, stating that suits him, his kind of person, very well. They leave, and we see them in their blimp while Liario's standing, watching them leave, and he states, I gotta start getting serious about this stuff. Liario apparently wasn't serious before this, and he's gotta get serious in order to become a doctor and realize his goals, because he realized that each of them have goals, and in order for them to meet back up and to have fun the next time they see each other, their goals have to be realized, or at least somewhat realized. So he has to start getting serious with this stuff in order to make himself happy and his friends. We go back to, first we see the opening song. Awesome, gotta say, even though the song's the same reused song for like the last year, the scenes are awesome. Still love it, man. It's awesome. Just like, man, I love this opening. To tell you the truth, the scenes in this opening, yeah, what up? So we go back to the auctions, and Batera wins the very last copy of Greed Island. And we find out, we don't really find out because we already knew this, but for anyone who didn't really see the original or has read the manga, we find out that he spent half of his fortune on the 7 copies of Greed Island that he bought at these auctions. We see Meluki, he's in a restaurant, stuffing his face, he's pissed off, he's like, oh, fuck, he didn't get even a single copy, mostly because, Batera knew his budget, and because this guy's fucking insanely rich, willing to spend half his fortune on, like, 7 games. So he goes home after that, after stuffing his face and being pissed off, he goes home. Oh well. Goodbye, Meluki. See you soon. We go back to oh wait, no. No. Before this, we see before this takes place, we see Batera in the auction, and he's buying copies of Greed Island, and Meluki's pissed. Meluki hasn't gone home yet, but he's pissed, and he states that he's going to win the very last copy. Unfortunately, he doesn't, but he states that he's gonna win, even though Batera knows his budget. We go back and we see Gon and Killua, and they learn. After training, they learn about Karapika leaving. What else? Oh yeah. We see. Liario tells Gon and Killua that they must focus on the training, and that Karapika wanted them to focus on the training. He then gives. Gon's kind of like down because he didn't get to say goodbye to Kurapika and whatnot. But Liario cheers him up by giving him a present from Zepile, stating that, he got his 100 million Zenny back, or Jenny, and the 100 they can buy his 100 license back as well. We see Zepile. He's there on a bench, and he's thinking about how much money Gon got for pawning his hunter license, and he realizes that if he wants to live the good life, he's got to become a hunter and sell his hunter license. So he gets all hyped up, runs off stating that he's going to become a hunter and he's going to go train to become a hunter. Okay. So we go back. Now we see Batera. He wins the last copy of Greed Island, and we see Meluki. He's stuffing his face. He's pissed. He pieces out. We find out, the news report states that one of the copies was stolen by some bandits. Of course, it was the spiders, and we see Gon and Killua enter the hall where the selection's taking place. So the players are going to be selected after Setsugera judges the strength of their nen. Gon and Killua wait in the seats while a bunch of players immediately go to the line, and some kind of gradually get to the line, kind of waiting in the aisles. Killua tries to assess the situation and figure out who's going to be selected among the people here. And a man behind Killua named Pooh Hat, yes, Pooh Hat. When I first saw this and I heard his name, I was like, wow. Pooh Hat. What a name. What a name. Man, I don't care what culture you're in. Pooh Hat, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get bullied by someone. What was his father? Some bum or something, Oh, well, might as well name my kid after my poop hat. I'll call him Pooh Hat. Horrible name. Horrible name. Horrible name. No matter what it means, just the sound of the name. I mean, Pooh Hat. Makes me laugh every time. But anyways, he states, the people that went to the line right away and the people that are in their seats focusing and waiting are the only ones that are going to be able to pass the selection and play Greed Island. He also states that they're not going to select exactly 31 people, or 30 some odd people. They're gonna leave a few slots open so that if someone amazing comes along, they can just instantly hop into the game instead of having to wait for someone to die. So he leaves. He goes and shows his nen. We see Killua. He goes and shows his nen, and he shows his electricity power. And Setsugera is amazed. He's like, what? How can such a kid, a young child like Killua, harness the power of electricity in his aura? Stating that, this must have been this kid must have had the worst childhood ever. And the torture must have been horrendous. So Killua goes through and he sees that every single person that went first and waited in their seats are there. He sits down and he hears a huge crash. And he sees Gon come through the door. He realizes that it's Gon who made the huge noise earlier, and we see a huge hole in the wall. Tetsugaru is like, these kids are scary as hell. They're this young and they're already able to do this kind of crap. What are they going to be able to do when they're like 20? Damn, okay, electricity powers at like the age of 12? Come on, man, like, that's crazy. Well, I don't know, 12 or 13. They're 12, they were 12 at the beginning. I'm sure that, because we actually have months that have gone by in the Hunter x Hunter series, so they could be 13 right now. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's amazed. He's like, these kids are going to be crazy whenever they're older. He explains to all the players that have passed through, which is 21 players who have been like selected to play Greed Island. He tells them that before the end of the day, before they enter Greed Island, they'll have to sign a contract. A simple contract basically stating three things. Gon, Killua, and Liario, they're all celebrating the fact that they were selected to play Greed Island over dinner. And Gon asks Liario to look over the contract. Liario looks over it, he says that it looks fine and he has no problem with the contract. Killua brings attention to the second rule of the contract, which states that anything brought out of the game belongs to Mr. Batera. And he states that is why Mr. Batera is paying 50 billion Jenny to whoever wins the game. Because of the items you can bring out of the game. Liario prepares to depart, and Gon says that the next time that they see each other, Liario will be a doctor. Even though that'll take 4 years. And Liario says, well, that means we won't see each other for 4 whole years. Killua says, well, it won't take us that long to beat the game. We plan on doing it in a few months. But in the end, Liario leaves, and they say that they'll see each other again, hopefully when their goals are accomplished. We go back to the Batera mansion, where they're about to enter the game Greed Island. Tetsugaru kind of explains to them how the game works with memory cards and how it's a virtual space. It's basically like a virtual space where anyone on the planet can access at any time, as long as they have a copy of the game and a joy station. But as we know, it's not a virtual space. It's the real deal. It's the real motherfucking deal. It's an island out there somewhere. And they decide on who's going to go into the game first by playing rock, paper, scissors. Gon, who's amazing at rock, paper, scissors, of course, wins, and he goes first. Killua is 17th, and he says that, wait for me at the starting. So Gon goes in, and he sees, as he uses an N, he's teleported to Greed Island. When he enters, he sees that all the walls are all circuit boards basically, and there's lights everywhere. He's amazed basically, and I like this a lot, to tell you the truth. This part of the episode was amazing. I love how they do it. This entire scene was very well done, in my opinion. Very, very well done, especially with how Gon walked out. When Gon walks out into the field at the starting, perfect ending to this episode. But he goes in, and the girl at the starting, she asks him if he wants to learn the rules to Greed Island. He says yes, and she states that 2 spells are accessible to anyone in Greed Island with a ring. And those 2 spells are Book and Game. She tells Gon to use Book, and Gon uses Book, placing his finger out and stating the word Book. A book pops out, Gon's confused. The book opens, and it shows slots with numbers on them. The girl explains that each of the slots with numbers on them are a restricted card slot, and only cards with numbers 0 through 99 can be placed into these slots. In order to win the game, you must get cards 0 through 99 and place all of them in your book or in your binder. If you turn the page, there are 45 more slots for spell cards or cards that are not restricted card or that are not of the restricted slot. Gon's kind of all like, he's fuzzy on the whole thing. He's like, how am I supposed to remember all this? But hey, that's where Khalil comes in. He's the smart one. He's the one that's able to process information. And he knows video games. So Gon's kind of like confused, but he thinks he gets it. The girl states that gain is used to put items into card form. And in order to put cards into card form, or put the items into card form, they must get the item and transform it into 1 minute. Transform it into a card within 1 minute. Transform it into a card and place it into their binder within 1 minute. And if they don't if they don't place the card into their binder within 1 minute, it'll revert to an item, and it will not be able to be turned into a card again. Furthermore, any item that is transformed to a card and then back into an item can no longer be turned into a card anymore. Also, an item cannot be turned into a card if the card number is if too many people have one card, say the card number is 3. Only 3 people can have the card. Thus, the 4th person who gets the item will not be able to turn it into a card. Gon still is like he doesn't understand anything here. He's like, whoa, this is too much for me. But he continues on in the game anyways, and the girl states that the memory card he has a message for him. And it's Jing's voice, and he states that if Gon was hoping to find clues to where he is in this game, he won't. He won't find any clues, and the only reason that Jing left him the game or the memory card and whatnot is because he wanted to show off the game to his son. He states that him and his friends created this game, and Gon should basically just play it. And in the middle of this little explanation, or this little memo from Jing, Gon starts walking down the stairs. He already knows that he doesn't care. He wants to play this game because Jing made it. He walks down the stairs and he sees the open field that is the starting of Greed Island. The ending song comes on, and the ending song starts playing, and you hear the narrator state that a new chapter has finally begun. Gon has entered Greed Island. And then you hear the ending, and again, the ending theme, the ending theme, awesome. I gotta say, thought it was decent last week. I gotta say, this week, I'm loving it. I'm loving the ending, I'm loving the opening scenes, I'm loving the ending song. Overall, good episode. Greed Island's getting off to a great start. I'm loving it so far. I'm loving it. Gotta say, I'm loving it. Hopefully we can keep this up. Greed Island's going to be very, very fun to watch. And then after Greed Island, you guys all know what's coming. The Chimera Ant arc. Can't wait. Anyways, Cooling On Manga here. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Rate, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Peace out.